Recording. And we are recording. Woo! Alright, welcome back to the Sun Puppies.
Yay!
Narga seems to be probably deep in conversation with Spider. They seem to be arguing over something.
Narga?
Yep.
Oh, Agrin.
Agrin, sorry. It's already been
I told you he was coming back.
Agrin is arguing with Spider over something that apparently Spider has heard from the squirrels, and Agrin keeps squeaking at the squirrels, which seems to be agitating them. Jor, when last we had left you, you had gotten to experience flight in the form of a golden dragon. You guys did take a long rest when you guys landed, correct?
Yes, because we're using my spells to let Shayna fly as a giant eagle, so that requires rest. I can only do it twice per day.
Alright, let's start there then with Jor. Jor, after your rest, when you wake up, you're back in goblin form.
Alright.
You still can kind of feel this other presence in your head.
Alright.
And now
the other question I have is,
okay.
Can I feel the presence of the egg? Like a direction?
Oopsie.
I feel like this is bad.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Oh man, that's not going to be good.
While he's rolling, I do have a question.
Okay.
Does this he finally realizes that he's a goblin?
No.
You can discuss that with him.
No. He never will. Remember, if he's a dragon, now we just know that he was stuck in the wrong form.
No, you don't sense any egg.
Of course I don't.
Wait, hold on. Maybe I can help something.
Now that you have fully attuned to the mask, though, you do see that you still have the mask. You do know that once per week, so once every 7 days, you can use your action to reinitialize your golden dragon form.
Alright.
Well, that's not nearly often enough. We need to up that.
Along with that, though, while you're attuned to this item, you do have advantage on any check that involves dragons. Like, any whatsoever.
Now I could really flirt with my dragon girlfriend.
Yeah, bro. I was going to say, if we're really worried about the egg and can figure out where it is, I can just bam thing go get it.
We just have to figure out where it is.
Know where it is. I can't just egg. I need to go.
We had to give it to Horse.
We just duct taped it to a unicorn and sent it on its merry way. We're like, oh, it's fine. Unicorns know how to take care of eggs. It's alright. Electric charged unicorns.
Electric charged unicorns totally know how to take care of eggs.
Yeah,
It's
and I
fine.
remember the roll that he made for it too. It was pretty bad.
We're not at all worried.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll find the egg. I'll find it.
We'll
I got
figure
this.
it out.
Yeah, if you guys want to try to figure out where the egg is, go
Do
ahead and start brainstorming.
Does George feel really protective of the egg all of a sudden after?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope, you don't.
What kind of check should I make for am I worried about this egg? What check would that be?
That would be probably a wisdom check.
Just a straight, okay. I'm just gonna see if I'm worried about the egg all of a sudden. Like, I had a good night's rest, I've been an eagle for a while, do I care about eggs more now? I think I care more about eggs now.
You might care more about eggs now.
You should. You had like how many of them?
I haven't. Ro had an issue with giving away eggs.
Right. With that roll, you're wise enough to realize that golden dragon egg, golden mask, Jor suddenly becoming a dragon, and Jor saying that he's hearing another voice in his head.
Okay. I've seen enough of your shit.
Yeah, it's all tied together.
Okay.
Whether or not the voice in Jor's head, and I will say this because you rolled a 19, like a not natural 19, but a 19.
Yeah.
You're not sure if the egg is still an egg or if something in the mask has transferred whatever the egg was supposed to be into ethereal body, and Jor is
Yeah.
actually using the dragon's body when he transforms.
Okay.
You're not necessarily sure. The egg might be
Yeah.
okay, and this might be like the big brother of said egg, or
Yeah.
Jor might be talking to the egg.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
And
The egg is gone.
it's actually perfect if this is an ethereal thing, because that's Samayo's jam. So I'll share this with Jor and Amanit and go, if you want, I can bamf to where we were set up, like back to camp, and just see if Horsehead's gotten there yet. And yeah, if it's not, I can come back and let you know, or look around for it or something.
I thought your navigation wasn't really that great.
My navigation's not great if I'm going to another place. Like if it's on the same plane, I have more control because of my...
Go
Sure.
ahead and read out what the ability is.
I have to try to find it. Where'd it go? Well, other than I straight up have my Amulet of Planes. Can use an action to name a location you're familiar with on another plane of existence, then make a DC 15 intelligence check. That's the part. Yeah, see, it's the intelligence check. It basically then I cast plane shift.
Well, I mean, I can help you out with that intelligence check, but the side effects are not great. Like hangover headaches the next day type, not great. Well, 2 days later.
Samayo's a hippie. I'm sure she knows what a little hangover from shrooms is like.
It's actually tea.
Huh?
It's actually tea. I was recently exposed to these medicinal tea leaves that boost your intelligence, but 2 days of hangover come afterwards.
Oh shit. Well, so I could get there. What I think, judging by this though, I would have to go to another plane because it specifies that I have to go to another plane. So I could go to another plane of existence and then back into ours to get to camp. And then,
She's leapfrogging.
yeah, basically the thing is, then what do you guys do? Because I think I can bring you within 30 feet or something like that if we all hold hands and jump. Where'd it go? Okay, I can't find it, but I have it on here.
Or we could just, wait here since...
Yeah, but for storytelling purposes, there's only 3 people. That's what I'm getting at. But if that's what we want to do, I could do that.
I'm bendy.
Well, I know Jordan doesn't give a shit. He's like, yeah, go figure out my stuff for me. I'm going to sit here with my new face mask.
Jor will go figure stuff out with you, but yeah. Apparently he doesn't sense the egg, so...
So that's the thing. Before I go, we would need to figure out what I should do if I can't find the egg, or if it's not at camp. Would Horse have gotten to camp yet? If that worked? Since that was a great roll on Spider's part.
If Spider had adequately done an animal handling check to communicate to Horse where he wanted him to go, Horse should have arrived back at camp over a day ago. Since you, at this point, are 2 days beyond that
Yeah.
point.
Is there a way we can know if he did or didn't do well? Like, we just kind of watched him tell Horse, and then Horse left. Do we know that he did not roll adequately, or...
I mean, you could ask the druid if he observed what looked like a bona fide good horsey lesson or not.
Yeah, you could kind
Hey,
of
Amanit.
do probably a nature check.
Hey, I'm on it. Get on it.
Oh my goodness. Animal handling would have been so much better.
Yeah, but animal handling is for actually doing the thing. Nature would be figuring out what Horse was up to. I don't know. Spider had talked to Horse, and Horse went running off.
They seem to have a real bond.
Yeah.
I want to try, because why not? He talked to the horse.
Yep.
Good.
Horse is on point, going back to the circus.
There was some real good Mr. Ed shit going on there.
Yeah, no, this was awesome. He communicated really well. So Horse with Egg should be back at camp.
Don't worry, Joris can't be any lower than your guys's, I'm assuming.
Oh my God, Jor, save the day. Yes, please.
Horse was responding to Spider, but he went off in a direction that was not quite headed to camp.
Yeah, Joris like, that horse thing did not go back to camp.
Do you know where it went? What direction it went? Were you paying attention? Or... Yeah, I know.
It looked like it was heading to the west from where the camp would be.
Okay.
Can I scry yet?
I was gonna say, if Jor can tell me that, I'd offer to go to camp and then head that way to see if I can find Horse.
Well, can you take other people with you?
So the typical D&D description of it doesn't say that, but we allowed it in the one shot that we did, the Spelljammer one.
And I am maintaining that because
Okay.
it kind of felt like in the way it was worded to me that Samayo is actually opening a portal, so you'd have like 6 seconds to jump through after her if you so choose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we combined, the way we decided that, if I remember it, was we combined it with my planar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Where did it go? Since I can sense the portals and find them and all that, I think we just kind of... I
can't scry till next level, sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, if
Now,
anyone...
the only downside to that ruling is if a enemy was that close to Samayo, they possibly could follow.
Well, that's a great
So
idea because you could just drop them somewhere really inconvenient.
Remember, I do have the Ring of Featherfall.
Yep.
Everybody hold on.
Don't worry,
I saw
Joris.
that movie Jumper because Amanit showed it to her.
Huh?
I showed her the movie Jumper. That
Oh,
we could
God.
learn how to do good things like that.
Yeah, you messed up. Well, do you guys want to go on an adventure to find Egg? Or do you want to split up and go on a Scooby-Doo adventure instead?
Let's go find the egg.
We know that Spider and Agrin will be arguing for a little bit. We'll come back. I'll leave a note.
You'll pin the note to his shirt.
Yeah, like, while they're gesticulating and getting really mad, I'm just going to sneak in and like pin a note to the front of Agrin's shirt upside down so when he looks down, it reads properly.
And it should say, P.S. Do not eat the shrooms. Do not sniff the shrooms. In fact, do not even acknowledge the existence of the shroom.
Note,
Will be added.
Agrin. Gone to find Egg. Portals are fun. BRB. PS. What did you say?
Do not eat, sniff, handle, or even acknowledge the mushrooms in the bag of holding.
That's in my bag.
Oh, well, never mind.
I'm still going to say that, though. Or even acknowledge mushrooms. I'm writing it, so he'll have it when we get back. That's not how you spell acknowledge. There we go. Okay.
I love it.
Jor will walk up behind him and write on the note,
note.
PSS, don't do something Jor wouldn't do.
I'm gonna like pin a mushroom to the note just to see if he listens.
He's going to eat that mushroom.
Just a useless natural mushroom. You know, the kind of people cook with.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Let's go to camp.
All right. So first, you're gonna have to jump to another plane.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me that intelligence check.
All right.
Can we assist her? Should I make you some tea?
If you can also prep something to make me a little less hungover after. Or no. Because remember, I'm going to have to jump again. And will a hangover then be a penalty on my intelligence.
How many times a day can you do this?
As many as I want.
Because the hangover's not for until after. But
Until like you're like.
Oh, when does the tea run out and the hangover kick in?
2 days. 2
Becca, I
days
will
of super
just
intelligence.
to know if I can think of anything that would counteract the symptoms that I experienced.
But would you?
Yes, you know, if you can find some specific roots, you can make a counter tea that unfortunately is super, super bitter and really hard to get down when you're having that much of a hangover. But if you can get it down, it should clear up most of the effects after the hangover starts.
Sounds like a constitution check.
Well, there you go. I will make that offer to Samayo.
I'll take it. Let's experiment with drugs. What's my bonus for my intelligence roll now? Because right now it's a 2.
I hope you wrote it down because I don't remember what I said.
I have gotten a +2, but I don't know if I'm on it. Because I didn't make it the first time. You know, I don't know if I make it better or worse.
Or got to make a roll to make the tea.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw as you drink the tea.
Me?
Yep, you.
Damn.
All right, so you're going to get the +2 to your intelligence for the next 2 days.
Okay.
After
And then
those
after
2
that-
days are out, that +2 goes away, and then it's kind of like the worst hangover of your life. You will have basically a 2 in exhaustion. So it's pretty nasty because you've got, what is it, disadvantage on certain things.
Unless my root
All
concoction can be kept down.
Okay.
Correct.
So, everybody ready to plane shift? Because this will get real interesting if I fail.
But she's going to have to make a roll after she already has the penalty to keep it down.
Alright, we ready? Everyone say your prayers. Yeah?
Oh, mother. That's about
It's exactly a 15!
All right.
Make a DC 15 intelligence check. On a successful
There's-
roll, you
There's
cast,
a leapfrog jump.
you cast the plane shift spell. So,
All right, so where are you?
that's a good question. I didn't think about that.
It's like, well, we're going to another plane. Well,
Back to the Monster Hunter world. Back to the Monster Hunter world.
But I've never been there. Samayo will get really distracted if we go to Monster. If we go to Astera, she won't want to leave yet.
Well,
So
it probably doesn't exist anymore. It was kind of falling apart when we ran away.
where was the spell jammer?
So the Spelljammer was in Suibos's plane of existence. It is in the material plane. It's just actually able to fly between the different
Yeah.
nodes of habitability.
What's a plane that we could go to and not immediately suffocate or die or drown or?
The astral plane.
There is the astral plane. There is
Plane.
there is the celestial plane, which Amanit probably would not fit in well with. There is
Thinking about.
The abyss.
there is the abyss. There is also hell. There is.
Oh, I do speak Abyssal.
We could go to the Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Is there a Hard Rock Cafe on the Abyssal plane? Let's go there.
Oh yeah, that was the first one the original Paladins group found.
Yeah.
That's where we're going then.
And
Because-
I imagine if Samayo had ended up on the abyss, you would probably have found.
I'd end up there for sure. I probably had a short stint bartending there.
So, cast plane shift. You guys step through the portal. You are now on the abyssal plane, which is also, what was that? Obis, the dead god Obis's body.
Hey, Becca.
Yes.
It may or may not be worth remembering that Shayna's on my mother's radar now.
I forgot about that. This could get fun.
Yep. Samayo,
She said I'm perfect.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are some things that have been happening in the abyss that are going to get interesting because of the time dilation there. So, Samayo, you are back to Hard Rock of the Abyss. The traditional Hard Rock building is in front of you. You can all around you. There are Gith with their kind of yellowish skin and flat faces walking by. You've got demons of various types. Something that you had not seen before. Kind of looks like an anthropomorphic squirrel snake hybrid. Samayo, you had actually met one, only this one's horns are much more pronounced.
Okay.
Almost has a slightly purplish tinge to its fur as it walks by. And it seems to be walking along next to a carriage with Gret's symbol and all of his decadence all around it. Because that happened in that last campaign.
We should go steal the carriage.
I thought we were going to get egg. This is just a stopover. Although, do you guys want lunch? Because Hard Rock's right there.
I can have this inexplicable, out-of-character urge to steal that carriage. Like a whole life, it was mine or something.
Oh, weird.
So here you are in the abyss. It is kind of that odd, almost acidic, sulfuric, abyssy smell of rot that is always somewhat around, even in this particular center city.
Yeah. You know, giant dead body. That'll do it.
Yeah, giant dead body.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of etiquette for me to be here?
Well, this is the main city. It is somewhat of the heart, literally, of the abyss. Amanit, you do know that where your mother's section of the abyss is. You would also know, because she would have shared with you at some point, if you were to enter this, to try to find some of the pockets of sporelings that had gotten started due to Full Moon flaking off the spores as he was walking through here.
Very well.
And Amanit as well, to avoid the other demon lords' hirelings that are trying to squash said sporelings.
Amanit's got his hood up.
Subtle.
Actually, Amanit changes into a squirrel and perches on Samayo's shoulder.
Okay. I've never met a squirrel that smells quite that fungal. Hey, Jor, have you ever been here? Do you want a tour?
I doubt Jor's been here.
I can take you to the hot spots.
Hot spots.
I imagine I've done all the touristy nonsense.
She's like, look, I have this handy dandy flyer, like, you know, a travel guide.
I would totally have an old tour guide in my hair. I'm like, I pull out my, hold on, I remember this. We could go here, and this road broke down forever ago, but if we pass over this bridge, we can...
Yep.
Yeah.
There are definitely options, including a Illithid tea shop. Wonderful tea and whatever food you want for memories.
I'll go to the tea shop. Or not. If I say that and the squirrel, like, gives me a look, or...
There's some angry chittering.
Okay, fine, God, we won't get tea.
And he looks like Merlin in Sword in the Stone, the animated version. Like, yeah. He's got, like, the mustache.
Like, okay, God. Anxious squirrel.
Like, bouncing up and down and, like, yanking on your hair.
Fine. Is Hard Rock okay? Okay.
I think that squirrel just needs to get laid.
I think I have a leftover paycheck that I didn't pick up last time anyway. Let's go see.
Okay.
I just kind of bounced after my last shift and never came back.
Yeah. So you walk in, you can actually see the wonderful, somewhat eclectic design of the place. There's these weird musical instruments with strings on them all over the walls. There is some kind of intense music playing all around you. There's jackets hanging up on the wall with various designs and sparkles on them. And Samayo, there is the large Cambian woman who was your manager at one point, standing off to one side, actually discussing something with the chef, who at this point, at least the one wearing the chef's hat, looks human-ish.
Okay. Do I remember the manager's name? Or no?
Everyone called her Merdre.
Okay. I'll just run up and say hi. Long time no see.
Samayo, you're back. You're finally gonna pick up that paycheck. Do you want the soul coins as well this time? I know you normally traded those, but...
Yeah, sure, my buddies may want them. I don't know. Oh, this is one of them, Jor. Say hi.
So, Jor, you're looking up at a Cambian woman. She's got the typical reddish wings and horns and black hair, and she's got a whip on her hip. But she's decked out in biker gear. Like, if you were to think modern day United States biker motorcycle gear, that's what she's wearing.
Yeah.
So bicycle or spandex?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, there's two different things that we could go with here.
Motorcycle.
Nerddom. She embraces both worlds. She has an electric bicycle.
So, she hands you your paycheck, which somewhat crumpled. It's actually kind of yellowed around the edges, as though it had been sitting here for a couple years.
It's probably old. Yeah, it's probably old.
Does the bank still cash that? Isn't there like an expiration date?
I'll actually ask her, do you know if I can cash this on another plane, or should I do that before I leave?
Depends on what plane you're in. I mean, you know, I need to actually find my notes on what it's got called the planes here.
We were just on the material plane, right? Is that where Sobos is?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if we were somewhere special. I just...
Oh, yes. It's Crowns and Dragons on the Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Is the typical... At least in this area, the 5 soul coins are actually higher quality and more desired in the rest of the Abyss. But right around the Hard Rock is actually close to the docks, where the various spell jammers and other ships would dock up.
Okay.
So crowns and dragons are what are typically used in this area.
Okay. I would probably hold on to a couple of those at least then. And not trade them, just so I have that currency for the next time I'm back.
Okay, so somewhere on your sheet, go ahead and put, you've got the 5 soul coins. You also have been paid 250 dragons.
Okay.
Or crowns, sorry. Crowns? Yes, crowns. Crowns and dragons. Dang it, I lost my spot. Puma, don't you dare bite me. I know you don't understand, Puma, but yeah. Sorry, 250 crowns.
Okay, got it.
And that was your last paycheck.
Cool. How have things been here? Anything new and exciting?
Well, let's see. You've been away for a while. Zook de Moy is still pushing on the other Demon Lord's territories. Gratz
The little green squirrel does like a little fist in the air and then goes back to...
Demigorgon has been pushing back pretty hard because, you know, Demigorgon likes destruction and just wants everyone else to shut up, apparently. Gratz is cementing his position, and he's got some new demons that are pretty effective against Zook de Moy's forces. Not a whole lot other than that. You know, the typical Demon Lord pushing back and forth, and there's some new gangs getting ready to push up into Hell and try to, you know, get through there back to the material plane. I think possibly Jublex has gotten a good following somewhere on the material plane. I've been hearing whispers about that, but Outside of that, everything's pretty normal in the abyss, as it were.
Alright. Nothing I can help you out with? I know we gave you a ton of time to prepare for this out of character. So,
Totally good.
just like if you had a fun little thing you wanted to do here, I'm like,
Yeah.
direct us.
So,
We're just gonna go find egg.
well, I have been having problems with some slods. Zits, pimple, and rash.
What were the slots again?
Zits, pimple, and rash. Yeah.
No, I know.
Really
Oh, they look like,
nasty
battle toads.
toad-like. Yeah,
Oh,
The ones that got what's his face pregnant.
Yeah,
huh?
they got Marlowe pregnant at one point.
that was before
I
Shannon.
was gonna say I wasn't here for that.
That was funny.
I would have remembered someone getting pregnant by a giant frog.
Yeah.
Really, that would have stuck in my memory. Well, do you want me to go take care of him? I mean, he's a squirrel now, but he's not normally a squirrel, and he could probably help out. Jor's pretty vicious too. He just likes hitting things, I think.
Jor's a dragon.
Jor is a dragon. I say in that motherly way when your kid's like, I'm this many. And you're like, yeah, dear, he's 4.
The squirrel somehow, out of character, rolls his eyes, but goes back to being a squirrel.
Well, if you could get them out of my way, that would be useful, or at least get them to back off on their demands. They've been trying to get their own gang together since the professor was taken down.
Who's the professor? Was I there for that either?
No, that was
Well,
before.
That was he did come back at the very, very end.
Yeah.
That was the professor with the underground situation. Was that him?
Kind of looks like a gigantic Vrock or vulture demon that...
Yeah.
No.
She was there
Like
for that
last
because that's
night.
when I said, "What's the professor?" I know you were there when I asked that question because that ended up predating me.
Okay.
When you joined that, I got you to join. So,
Yeah.
but Chris is loving these references.
I mean, we did first meet the professor in the Abyss.
Okay.
For Samayo, Amanit, and Jor, though,
Yeah.
the Amanit would have heard, and Samayo would have heard of the professor attempting to get some old sword and some group from the material plane actually kicking him and a bunch of other demons' butts. But some weird dwarf woman had the sword originally, and somehow this group got it.
Yeah.
And then the dark-skinned elven man just disappeared with it.
Sounds like a shit show.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Do we know where these odds are?
The slots?
Yeah. How do you, is it
SLA''AD.
Slod? Okay.
There's 2 A's.
I was hearing it different in my head. Okay, good. Slod. Do we know where they are? And is this a situation for diplomacy or less than?
Go ahead and roll me a...
Survival? Investigation?
I would go with survival, because this would be something that you would have had to hear about and paid attention to while you were in the Abyss.
I'm surprised Samayo still thinks we could be diplomatic.
We're always diplomatic. We always try to make friends first. That's diplomacy. And then when they won't be our friends, we kill them and take their children. Like, it's real easy.
You know that you can try to be diplomatic with them, but these are truly evil creatures. If you make one misstep, you might actually end up impregnated with a slod larva that will then burst out of your back.
Yeah, I'd rather die. So we can just go kill them instead. Let's go do that.
Amanit does some coughing, and
I
like
think my score is
literally
the same.
pulls around in front of you, does like this with the squirrel eyes, and just
No? Hold on a second, and I'm gonna you know what? We'll go to the bathrooms, and I'll take the squirrel, I'll take him on it, and put him on the sink and go, do you want to change back and communicate with me? No? Is there any way you
mirror and like
and right on the mirror?
and start writing
Okay.
punching above your weight.
But they're being mean to my old boss. And she still kept my paycheck after, I'm assuming, a very long time. This has probably been a decade.
It's been a while. You do know that time in the abyss actually moves faster. And
Yeah.
Samayo, you are now coming back here actually remembering this. Oh shit, time in the abyss actually moves faster than the material plane. So for every hour here is a minute in the material plane.
Okay. We'll keep track of that.
Ish.
Ish.
Ish. So you've actually got more time than what's happening back with Agrin and Spider.
Yeah. Okay. Do we, with my 19 survival, would I know that trying to take out these slots would be a punching above my weight?
Let me pull up the different ones.
Their old rule sheet. See what level they are.
Because the alternative is I could make another portal and push them into it and make it like a primordial plane, and then they just stop existing. Samayo has no problem doing that.
Are we in the women's restroom?
Either the women's or gender neutral if there's one.
Hey Shanna, I did include a link down there for Slot if you're curious.
Thank you.
There is definitely a gender-neutral bathroom in the Hard
Or
Rock
in
of the Abyss because
They're
there
very-
are
they're
many
very suggestive in the
demons
Abyss.
that actually do not identify as male or female.
Okay. Either that or the family room where they have the changing table, and that's where I would put Jor while I speak with Amanit.
You're on the changing table.
You're on the sink, squirrel man.
That's because the mirror is
Squirrel man.
Yeah, but I'm a green squirrel. That makes me cool.
So, Samayo, with that 19, you know that a lot of it is going to depend on what type of slod they are. That
Okay,
slods
but-
come in multiple colors, just like the grung do on Akira, or Akira. Yes, Akira.
Okay.
But they are demonic creatures. Each of the green versions does kind of correspond to some of their abilities.
Okay.
You do know that all slods are shape changers and can mask themselves as humanoids.
That's inconvenient for me. I'm not smart enough to see through that kind of shit. Oops.
Oops.
Well, I'll ask them on it and scroll from then. Then, do you have any ideas? Because I don't want to just leave these guys here to bug my friends.
He goes and writes the word egg, circles it.
I smudge out egg and go, how about those mushrooms you gave me? What would happen if I give it to the slots? Just force feed them some shrooms. I'll make them stew.
Literally, the green squirrel just went like the actual Joker laugh. He usually has the Joker smile, but this was like a legit Joker laugh, huge grin, really creepy on the little green squirrel.
I want an insight check if I would be creeped out or not by them. Like, I don't know what other roll I could make. I just want to know whether or not Samayo is reasonably concerned or is like, oh, okay, that's a yes.
Yeah, go ahead. Insight check.
So, am I creeped out, Chester? Or do I think that this is a good thing?
Well, I mean, you know. There's some like seriously like insane like yes, let's do that type thing, but you kind of probably also have the vibe of that looks like one of those world-ending kind of giggles that he doesn't do very often, but usually are bad ideas. But that's totally up to you because he's on board with that plan.
I
It's
know.
okay, this is the abyss. This is in our world.
I mean,
Well, it would become my mother's world.
yeah.
Your mother might be really cool. I don't know. Jor doesn't know.
I was gonna say, would it really do that much just giving the sloths unity? Not giving it to them to possess, but tricking them into eating it. That's what I'm talking about. Because
Bucky and I are making like the same faces because we're probably both formulating like what we would do with this.
So here's the reason I ask. I have never gotten like a concise explanation on what the fuck unity does. I just understand that it's a swarm or hive consciousness controlled by Amanit's mother, and that's it.
Exactly.
I don't know anything else.
Exactly.
So,
Yep. Amanit hasn't shared anything else with you.
can I know out of character? Because otherwise I'm going to do this.
So Samayo,
It wasn't me. That's all that matters.
Samayo, because you have worked in the Abyss, I will let you know this out of character, and then Samayo does have points of contact where she could actually learn the same information if she chose to try to figure it out.
Okay.
Unity is Amanit's mother. Zooktamoy is a fungal demon lord. Every piece of her is connected to her, and she wants to have everything become her.
Okay.
So Unity, the mushrooms that Amanit has, are literally part of the demon lord Zooktamoy.
Right, but why would it be so bad and world-ending if I gave it to a couple of frogs?
So my initial thought, remember what she said about how they can impregnate you and basically birth frogs out of you? If they are also on the Unity kick, now we're talking like Borg replication through every living thing they impregnate by touch.
Fair.
You don't even have to eat it anymore. We just...
We haven't even got into the Unity-infected flail snails that Narga had actually thrown into the Abyss. So,
Alright. Well, as much as I want to deal with the sloths, I also don't want to keep dealing with impregnation by touch and shit. So,
but Amanit's on board now. Amanit's all on board.
yeah, that's not changing my or Samayo's mind. Neither of us want that responsibility in our lives right now.
That's why we don't tell you things out of character. Ruins all the fun.
Yes. Well, you had already said that earlier with the sloths, so. Can I use those points of contact to try and see if anyone else can take care of this for me?
absolutely.
Okay, I'll do that instead, because...
All right, so I'm going to give you a few options, and you tell me if Samayo would have actually gotten a relationship going to use them. So there are Gith Sarai and Gith Yonki members who are completely opposed to each other, even though they were at one point the same species. They are spell jammering. How would you say that? Spell
jammering.
Yeah,
They are
spell jammers
multi-planar.
that also do shift planes. So they would be in and out of the Abyss. There is the Illithid I spoke of before, which is apparently a problem for the Gith. That does literally provide food and beverages for people's memories. Takes it right out of your head.
Yeah, okay.
One of the demon lords whose followers are a little bit more approachable would be Gratz, but that's because he is the demon lord of basically all vices.
Oh, he and I would probably get on then.
Yeah.
This is Amanit, and as soon as you even like think about grass.
Well, the problem is though, first the Githyanki, if they're planar traveling, we would be buds. We'd hitchhike, or probably I'd hitchhike with them. But also that demon lord could probably take care of these slod for me. If I could go, do I get a favor or?
He seems like he would have a cool carriage.
Amanit's gonna go and write the word overkill on the mirror next.
Well, which is it? Is this something I can handle or not? Because you're giving me mixed signals here, squirrel boy.
Well, it's like, well, if you,
and then there's Demon Lord.
It's like if you have like a
area in here.
If he owes you a favor, you want to use a demon lord for something a little bit.
Well, I didn't need
Bigger.
the Demon Lord himself. I figured it would be someone in his retinue that I would know. Probably part with the
Even then.
Ah. What would the Githyanki... What did you write? Uber monks.
Yep.
Sorry, I wrote that wrong. The Githzeri are the Uber monks
Oh,
living
Githzeri.
in the slot. The
Githyanki are the
like
space
space
pirates.
pirates intent on conquering every species not their own.
Yep.
Then I would probably go to the Githzeri?
Githzeri.
Okay. They're who I would probably...
They're my two favorite races in D&D lore.
Cool. I would go...
They're technically one race that divided after they won their freedom from the Mind Flayers, but they hate each other as much as they hate the Mind Flayers and then the Slod, and they make this like unhappy like threesome of hatred, and like it's awesome.
Instead of the Holy Trinity, it's the Hatred Trinity. Got it.
Yep. Pretty much.
Then I would probably ask, or go to the Githzeri, and see if anyone there could help me out.
All right.
But I also, if I have connections to the Demon Lord, would stop by just to say hi later on my way out.
All right. So you probably don't have direct connections to Gratz unless you want that connection for Samayo.
Come on, it's gonna die. Come on.
I wouldn't mind it. I mean, she hops around anyway. I just imagine she's just... I envision her as just a couch crasher who does not care whose couch.
She crashed on Grax's couch.
She probably would have ended up there at some
It's actually a giant heart-shaped couch that spins in a room full of mirrors. Just so you're aware what you're getting into.
Probably. She's open-minded.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
going
start
to
with
leave that up to you, because being in the Abyss, Samayo would have had the option and would have run into some of Gratz's people. There's a full section of the city that Gratz runs that is the brothels, that is the most of the bars, and a whole lot of other kinky shit.
Alright, well, I'll go talk to the Githzeri first.
Okay.
But I will want to say goodbye or say hi or whatever on the way out. And if Amanit doesn't like it, I can have Jor hide him or something. And I'll just be like, I'm just going to say hi real quick and then leave.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check to see if you can find one of the Githzeri's ships that are actually, that you personally know. Okay. Well, you don't recognize one you know, but you do know some of the designs different between the Githyanki and the Githzeri. So you do find a Githzeri ship. You can find a captain whose name is The Feeling You Get Flying Through a Waterfall.
Okay.
That is the captain of that ship. So the ship is named The Feeling You Get Flying Through a Waterfall.
Okay. If I can find that captain, I'll just walk right up and introduce myself if I don't already know him.
Alright, so she is decked out as a typical Githzeri captain.
Okay.
And she introduces herself as She Who Stumbles in the Black Flame.
I'm Samayo. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. What can I do for you today? And you do see her crew is actually unloading some things that they have purchased.
Okay. Oh god, I'm not a good character for this. I don't have charisma. Like
You don't have to have charisma. You just have to roll good.
Yeah, but I've used all my decent rolls. Have you been looking?
Don't worry, Jor will be charismatic.
If only you had something that spoke better than charisma, like money.
Well, I know that's what I'm going to do, obviously. So I'm going to be like, hey, so this is going to sound weird, but there are some slots who are bugging some friends of mine, and I'm not equipped to handle it. You can see I'm kind of babysitting at the moment, so I don't have the free time. But if you knew anyone who could help me take care of that, I don't really care what happens as long as they stop bugging my friends.
Well, I certainly have a crew that would normally be able to handle some slot infestation in an area, but we'd probably have to keep it quiet considering that this is an area that multiple factions come together. What are you offering in return for us taking care of these slots? Also, how many of them are there, and what information can we get regarding them?
She said 3, right?
Yes.
3.
There were 3.
I assume you got more information than just 3 of them.
Yeah, just
I hope to
before
God
I
you got
left.
their colors and everything.
Yeah. Before I left, I do imagine I asked for any information.
You would have found out that it is a red slod, a blue slod, and a green slod going by the names Zit, Pipple, and Rash. However, you would have also found out that these 3 are not necessarily the original Zit, Pimple, and Rash.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because they did.
They did. They did. I was wondering, I'm like, what time frame are we in? Because I'm sure we killed those guys.
Oh yeah, you guys, we absolutely killed them. These are 3 different slots, but they have taken over those names.
It's not a name, it's a title.
The 906th, and Pimple the 1012th, and Rash the 5th.
Yes.
Because it's Rash.
Yeah, because why not? You
So
would have
I
also found out they are hanging out right in between the pleasure area and this area.
Okay. So I would freely share all of that to her and say, as far as payment goes, I have a few, was it crowns or soul coins that were better here?
So you would know from working here that the soul coins are what the demons want. Like, they are actually compressed souls.
Okay, so it would be the crowns I would. Okay.
Yeah, you would know, especially from occasionally going on their ships, the Gith Zerai would prefer the crowns and dragons because that is currency used on other worlds.
Okay, I would offer then, I have some crowns and dragons. I also have regular gold, not a lot, but I also have some bits and pieces, little random scrolls or dragon claws, things like that.
She kind of tilts her head at the dragon claws. She goes, of course crowns and dragons would be awesome, but dragon claws would be even better.
I've got a couple if you want those.
Jor feels offended.
These weren't taken from your girlfriend, shush.
And she gives kind of this questioning look at Jor when Samayo says that.
Jor just looks at them.
He has a complicated relationship. It's a really long story. They're working things out right now. It's part of why I can't stay. We have to get back to his plane and make sure that things are okay.
That his egg is okay.
His egg is okay. I'll actually say that. We need to make sure his egg's okay. His girlfriend's not there to take care of it. We don't know where it went, so we're just heading back.
She's looking even more puzzled. It's like
we let a horse take it.
Okay. I'll take the dragon claws if you can give me this story as well, which is going to make for a great story on my travels.
Okay, I will definitely give her
will be worth.
Okay, I'll give her 2 dragon claws. Let me write it down. Gitsarai. That's not how you spell it. I'm gonna pretend that's how you
I
spell
have a
it.
phone call quick.
No. Okay.
Do.
And in the meantime, yeah, I'll share. I won't share the whole story, but what I'll explain is, since Jor's here, what Jor's side of the story seems to be, which is he's a dragon who's trapped in this non-dragon form. And we just figured that out recently, and so
it might actually, we don't even know. It might actually be true. Jor might be a cursed dragon.
That would make me so happy. But for now, Samayo's like, just be sensitive. He doesn't know he's a goblin, but he's a goblin. So he's a dragon, and we recently found an egg that he has taken. So it's not like his egg, but it's his egg. And his girlfriend's in the volcano, and we weren't able to let her know really much about the egg before we sent it back to be with camp, where we're training a circus if you ever want to come by the way. And she would give directions to their circus, which I don't remember if Spider and I named it yet.
As far as I know, you guys have not named it yet, but
I'm going to come up with some Cirque du Sun Puppy kind of name then. That's what it's going to be. So they're like, yeah, Cirque du Sun Puppies. We're based in such and such a forest at this area right now. We're just starting up. If you ever want to come by, I'll give you a discount on tickets because I appreciate you. And yeah, she'll give that angle of the story where the details still don't connect, but we'll be totally honest. Like, I'm not going to lie about anything, but I'm not going to try and make it make more sense because it's Sun Puppies and it doesn't make sense.
it is part of the charm of Sun Puppies.
Exactly. And I'm also writing down Cirque du Sun Puppies so I don't forget. Okay.
You do see one of her crew members actually has a book out and is writing as you are detailing all of this out.
Okay. What language do I see?
It's in the GIF language.
Damn.
Yeah.
If you have a book, like a children's book on how to learn that, I would appreciate that too, because that's I don't know your language, and that makes me feel bad.
The captain says the only books I know of like that are back in Limbo, which is incredibly hard to get to.
All right. Well, if you ever come by the circus, and I'd happily trade you free tickets for your crew for a book like that.
Okay, I think that might be possible if we can make it back to wherever this forest is. Do you know what plane or world this is happening in?
I'll look at Jor. Like, are you from there? You're from there. The squirrel's not, but you are, right? I forget. Is Jor from?
Jor doesn't know.
Okay. Damn. Well, unfortunately,
Jor just kept on going back and forth, and so he doesn't know what world he's on.
We're a pretty thematic bunch, but I'm pretty sure it's well, it was Astera. It's not Astera anymore. And yeah, I would tell her. I was told Suabos on the material plane. It's one of those I know how to get there, but I don't know the name of the streets kind of thing. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Okay. Insight.
Oh yeah, she recognizes the word Suabos, and she kind of does a side look at the crew member writing down. And they also kind of have a moment of looking up, like this. They have definitely heard of this word Suabos before.
Okay. If I recognize, I'll go, oh, do you know Suabos? Can you tell me anything about it? Because he's not from there really, and the squirrel's not from there really, and no one's been able to tell me anything about it. I don't remember how I got there. I just, you know that happens. Sometimes you just wake up and you're in a new plane. But
yeah, that happens sometimes. I had a former crew member from there, actually. Amanit, now that you're back, even though you're in squirrel form, you probably would see there is druidic writing in the wood on this ship.
What's it say?
So it is actually a letter, a note, basically, to, it does say, to whoever can find this. If you can find Marlowe and the rest of the crew, I am all right. I am trying to make it back. Continue on your mission. I will join you as soon as possible. And it is signed Mist.
Oh, not Sarix. Got it.
Nope, not Sarix. This is signed Mist. So she who dances in the black flame does let Samayo know that they had a former crew member who had been stranded on Pandemonium, who claimed to have been from this Suavos.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Well, maybe if I ever bump into them, I could ask them more details about the world, but I don't know if I'll be there long anyway. So yeah, I would share the story, the information on the slots, and if they seem comfortable taking care of the issue, I guess that's it.
With the dragon claws and the story, she has said that they will take care of these 3 slogs.
Handshake. And go tell my former boss, taken care of. I'm going to go make a pit stop real quick and say hi to some old friends, and then I'm going to bounce.
Yeah, George feels like he lost something out of this deal. Like there's like a deal, and his face is all over this story, and he's not entirely sure what he got out of it.
Yeah, I basically just shared your.
There was a transaction, and he sees no money, no pets, no new children, nothing.
I mean, do you want? What do I have in my bag that can distract you?
Some good mushrooms.
Not those. What else do I have? Since George seemed upset about the dragon claws thing, I'd offer him a dragon claw. Like, do you want one too? Will that make you less?
Is this the same dragon I killed?
Yeah, it's the dragon you killed.
Claws.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Do you want one? I mean, you did kill it.
Sure. George's like, sure, I guess. As a trophy.
One claw to Jor. Alright, so let's go say hi to, or I'll go say hi to Grasp, to whoever I know, whatever my connection is there, and I'll leave that entirely up to you.
So, I'm going to say it is probably one of the succubi or incubus that works with Gratz.
The green squirrel, Twilight goes up behind Samayo's hair.
We're gonna have another succubus experience.
Well, I was gonna say, I feel like Samayo's in an incubus mood today.
Yeah.
So it won't be a succubus, it'll be an incubus.
Yeah, but Jordan's gonna see a succubus that looks like a dragon.
That looks like a dragon.
No. Okay.
So, you know that your contact, whose name is Jared, or he always refers to himself as Jared when he speaks to you, though frequently you hear him call himself another name when he's in his succubus form.
Okay.
Susan.
Alright, Susan.
Yep, it's either Susan or Jared, depending on what form you find them in.
The only other name that could have been better than Jared would have been Chad, by the way, for those aces.
Okay. You do know that they do work for Gratz, and they are not part of his inner circle, but they are one of his top lieutenants in the pleasure area.
Right. Okay. I'll just go, and if he doesn't have like a client or something, say hello.
Yeah, initially when you find them, you do go through this kind of like ropey looking tunnel to get there from where the Gith's ships moor up. The demons that stand guard go in this entranceway, you know, do kind of tend to try to find mortals. So you would have to use some of your contacts to get you guys through without being harassed by the somewhat large winged pig demons that normally stand guard, that are not part of Gratz's crew. They are actually part of either Demogorgon or the other one whose name I keep forgetting.
Could I...
Give me a hint and I'll figure out which one you mean, but I can't guess off of that.
So Demogorgon is the two-headed one that gets super... just wants to destroy everything. There is another one that also is very aggressive type.
Typically Baphomet or Yengihu are super aggressive.
Yeah, so Baphomet is the one I was thinking of, because Yanogu, her forces are not in this area, but...
Baphomet, though... Sorry, never mind.
No, please go on. I might be thinking about a different demon lord. Oh no, he froze.
Uh-oh, he did freeze.
Well, darn.
But him, we're frozen.
Yeah, right?
He kind of largely sticks...
Nope, totally lost him.
Not quite. Okay, well, when he comes back.
Yeah.
Could I just...
Can you see me now?
Yay!
Yes.
You're back.
Okay, Professor
Yay.
mode.
Okay.
Baphomet largely sticks to the labyrinth because he has a duty/interest in ensuring Pale Mother stays in her lair that exists at the center of the labyrinth.
Okay, not...
They kind of have like a love-hate relationship in that he polices her borders, but if he leaves, she can replace him. But if he's there, he's poised to ever take over if she ever leaves, type situation. And Pale Mother is one of like the 3 like top tier scariest things in the abyss.
Okay, not those 2. We're gonna go with
You could have Pazuzu. Pazuzu's pretty violent, and he's the king of everything that flies, and grants game-breaking wishes. If you say his name 3 times, Pazuzu, Pazuzu, Pazuzu.
Okay, I'm going to go with Yanogu because Yanogu had been getting a hold on the material plane, even though that wasn't originally the one I was thinking of. But thinking about it a little bit more, she probably would have a little bit more of a presence now, even though she'd be fighting Demigorgon and some other things as well. So, kind of spiky, gnoll-looking demons are also wandering this area.
Could I just ethereal step past them? What kind of space do they have? Can I just...
Can you get over 30 feet away with your ethereal step?
Yeah. Well, so ethereal step just sends me into the ethereal plane for up to 60 feet.
Okay.
Or my blessing of the Raven Queen is exactly 30 feet.
Alright, so you could do either of those, but unless they say you can bring another creature with you, it would just be you.
Okay. My thought is I can do that. I know Jor can do that. And then Amanit's a squirrel.
Yep.
So I could just kind of, if Amanit wants, either throw him and just and catch him. Throw him, port, and catch him. Or have Jor do it. Or just put him down, port, and have him run over, and then I pick him up.
Amanit, what would you like?
Do you want to be a fastball?
No, Amanit's not going to let that happen.
Okay.
He'll dodge. He'll grab your hair with all 4 limbs.
I'm asking you, chill out. I'm not just throwing you, I'm asking.
I'm just letting you know the level of objection that he would give.
That's fine, accept it.
He'd be like, "Huh! Huh!" and
Do you
yanking
want
your
to
hair.
just run then? I put you down and you run over, or...
He doesn't think you should be here in the first place. He's staying hidden in your hair.
Well, if Jor doesn't want to come either, if you two can stay here and I'll go and I'll be right back.
I mean, he's not leaving your hair.
Well, then I'm going to port and you're just going to fall to the ground. Because Samayo wants to do this.
Would I fall to... I mean, wouldn't
Yeah,
a familiar
I
go with you? I mean, I'm technically, like, this big.
That would be up to the GM. Because it says I do, not necessarily...
It depends on how much we want to get into the semantics of if you're treated as an object or clothing attached to you.
And willing or non-willing participant in a spell.
Yep. So, would Amanit be willing to be teleported?
He is willing to go wherever the hair goes.
Okay.
Because
So,
he's not coming out of there.
alright, so I am going to rule it that Amanit is considering himself an accessory for Samayo right now.
A really weird necklace.
Yeah.
A really weird hair clip.
He's a familiar at the moment, that's all.
He's a weird hair clip. Okay, well
An innocent familiar.
then I'll point out a spot beyond these guys, and I'll tell Jor, meet me there if you want to come with. Otherwise, stay here, or I can get back to you and your girlfriend, and you'll be stuck here for eternity and die. And then I'll port. So up to him if he comes with, or if he stays put, or gets lost, or...
We're splitting the party in Grat's own house. This is ingenious.
Jor will go because
Okay.
Jor doesn't want to be stuck here.
Mhm.
Although I'm pretty sure I could get back home. I would just have to make friends with the gift.
Yeah, you would eventually get back home, yeah, but she figures that she needs to be a little exaggerating just to get there.
Stay here. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, you're going to tell Jor to stay here. This is not going to end well.
I know, she tried. Alright.
Alright,
I
you
love this buddy.
guys ethereal step and shadow step past these guards, the pig demons on one side, the gnoll demons on the other. They kind of like sniff as though they caught a whiff of something, but then go back to glaring at each other.
Okay.
It's clearly her hairspray, not something hiding in her hair.
Yeah, definitely.
On
Shampoo is weird. It's really fungal. It's a special scent.
Kind of weird, musky.
It's like mildewy. I don't even know what's happening right now.
Yep.
So
Smells like moldy cheese in here.
So on the other side of the gate, stretched out before you, you actually see various succubi and incubi teleporting in from the material plane with various mortals hanging on them, somewhat dazed, being escorted to various locations throughout this area. Jared, kind of oversees some of the checkpoints.
He's the manager.
He's the manager. You do know that his checkpoint is kind of close to one of the big spires whose, before you left, had a giant glowing crystal on top. When you look towards it now, it's completely gone. It's shattered, and there's just this tiny floating crystal in its place.
Yeah. We don't know anything about that or where that currency currently is at all.
I wonder what happened.
Yep.
I was not involved.
I'm definitely asking him about it.
So he's there, and you see people kind of like walking into his area. He's like in the smaller spire next to the really big spire that he had told you probably would not be interested in what goes on in there, though he would love to actually have you start exploring it.
Okay.
And he is actually like writing down some notes as various people are brought in and processed in various directions.
Okay. If he's the hugging type, I'll run up and hug him and say hi.
He's definitely the hugging type.
Jared!
And unfortunately, it is somewhat of that awkward hug that's a little too handsy.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she's used to that from him then.
Yeah.
Just like, hi, how you doing?
A little too much, thanks.
Your new hairspray should really help with that.
Yeah, she's like, when's the last time you showered? I know you're a hippie, but damn.
Yeah, he
There's nothing wrong
just
with
kind of sniffs. It's like, you've got a very odd smell around you. You've been getting into some weird shit, haven't you?
Yeah, of course.
It's kind of her thing.
Yeah. Wait, does he hear it chittering from my hair? That's Amanit being sassy.
Dead silence back there.
Did say.
Yeah,
You've gotten into goblins. This is new. I've got some great gambling dens for you guys.
Not a goblin. Not a goblin.
Okay.
Jor's like looking around for a goblin. Like, you're into goblins? That's gross.
Yeah, so not a goblin, and I'm actually doing this just like not a goblin because he can't say. This is Jor. He's my enchanted dragon friend.
He's my inspiration.
He's having a bit of an issue at the moment with his form, but we're figuring it out. I'm actually on my way back to the material plane to help him out with that.
Oh, wonderful. Do you guys need any help? He's got that sideways grin that you know
Yeah.
oh so well from him.
They're like, no, I've got it covered. I'm good with that. Just wanted to stop by and say hi while I was here, because it's been a while. Actually, don't know how long, but what happened with that? I'll point to where the giant glowing crystal used to be.
Well, I was out on an assignment when that happened, but supposedly it cracked and all the souls inside got sucked into something. Gratz was pissed.
Huh. Yeah, I imagine he would be.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Sorry that happened.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But, we're rebuilding. You can see the tiny little crystal up there starting to regrow.
She really did just want to stop by and say hi, and
he does actually offer tea and wine and beer and cheese platters and charcuterie.
I'll have
a pie. Actually, all the pies.
Yes. So I will have lunch with him, I guess. They're like, oh, is it time for your lunch break? Let's sit down and chat. We can catch up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's always a great time for, a lunch break. And it is a full-on spread with all the beverages you could possibly imagine.
Nice. All right, yeah. Hang out, have lunch. I won't tell him about the dragons and stuff, but I will tell him about the runes that we were exploring and make it sound a lot more like it took a lot longer than it did, just so that fills the whole lunch.
Okay. Oh, come on.
These weird elven ruins and this weird necromancer thing. Yeah, it was a necromancer. Yeah, I have his journal. Yeah, I think that's all I've got from him. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Jor, do you do anything during this luncheon, or do you just kind of listen to Samayo and Jared catching up amongst Abyss gossip as well as your adventures?
Oh yeah, we would be speaking Abyssal, wouldn't we?
For the most
part. Can Jor speak Abyssal?
Jor does not speak Abyssal. And Jor is very bored, and he's going to be eating food and just like watching two people mouth weird things at each other.
Well, I was going to say, if he expressed interest, I would try and translate some for you, but...
If you start translating, Jared will actually shift over to Common.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you speak Common. Even easier.
Yeah. So then Jor does get to listen to Abyssal gossip as well as Samayo telling of some of your adventures. And Amanit in Samayo's hair, still hiding?
Sure.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys would like to do in the Abyss?
I mean, after we leave this house, Amonit's probably gonna secrete away a few mushrooms here and there and plant them like in some dark alleys and stuff on the way back to the Hard Rock Cafe. Yeah, make a couple little mushroom gardens here and there to spread mommy's will. Maybe give some to some beggars. You never know. As a squirrel. Squirrel just comes up.
Okay. Let me take...
But yeah, Monit's way too scared. Mother instructed him to steer clear of the demon lords, and then we go ahead into a demon lord's house. So, Mother is not one that he's willing... I mean, I am my mother's son is his bond.
Let's see, what is an incubus's... Well, you're doing it away from the incubus, but there's other incubi around. So...
Now I've got that song stuck in my head.
Deception perception is +5. So go ahead and give me a sleight of hand if you wouldn't mind.
Are there any bonuses for being squirrel-sized?
Well, you would be using the squirrel's dex stat plus your sleight of hand.
I have no idea what a squirrel's dex stat is, but mine's pretty dang good.
Alright. I'm going to say, we'll just go ahead and roll with it, that it doesn't seem like any of the demons or other people around you notice that you're sporing.
Sporing.
Yeah.
Dang right.
Sporing.
I'm increasing full moon's work. Oh, how the tables have turned from when I was walking around with mist and burning all of his little mushroom.
Yeah.
Now I'm spreading them.
The differences in character. I will say, welcome back.
What'd I miss?
Amanit.
I've replaced all your dandruff with Unity mushroom spores, so if that guy sniffs your hair, he's gonna get a mouthful.
We're already gone, but nice try. What'd you actually do?
I did think of doing that, but...
Well, I'm glad you didn't, because we would have a fun problem.
I planted some mushrooms here and there on the way back to the Hard Rock Cafe.
Okay.
Now, as you're leaving this area, you all would see a very slow-moving progression of flail snails, which...
I thought you were going to say a march of Modrons. I got excited.
Now, the flail snails are segregated into two different groups. One group is being slowly, I do mean slow because they move 10 feet every 6 seconds, into a corral and then burned. With actually bright white energy.
The squirrel's going like this.
Those snails, you could have actually seen some fungus actually growing along their slime and their shells.
Like when the ants get the little crystalline, mushroom parasite out of their brain that's controlling them.
The other group of flail snails is being shepherded off and slowly moved through another white beam that isn't quite as intense, and then moved off somewhere else.
Okay.
So...
I mean, it's interesting, but Samayo wasn't there for the flail snail encounter, and Amanit can't communicate well enough to tell her what he wants, so we're just continuing to the Hard Rock.
What is burning the snails?
Radiant white energy.
No, who's hurting them?
Oh.
I imagine not just walking in there willingly. Something's hurting them, right?
Yep, so...
What is that something?
So for the most part, it is these squirrel snake demons that some of them do actually have bat-like wings. But it seems to be this group of demons, this type of demon that is doing this.
How many are there?
There's about 10 doing this.
No, it doesn't like those odds.
What was that about punching above your weight?
Yeah, like those odds. Let's see here. Can I do any? No. That's a shame. I'm not taking on 10 of them. I mean, if Jor still had a use of Dragonhood today, we might stand a chance.
They come back in 6 days.
If you are really intent on saving some of the snails, I would allow for a survival or a nature check to see if you could find one of the left behind baby snail clusters.
No, I had the insane idea of running over there as a squirrel and like running up one of these demons and scoring him in the face. But I feel like I wouldn't get away with that. So Amanit's just gonna pout.
Pouting squirrel.
Alright, Samayo, you've got a pouting squirrel in your hair as you guys make
I don't even know how I would know he's pouting back there. He's behind my head. Just
Yeah.
Well, interesting snail thing.
Yeah. You can use the same technique to get back towards the other side of the gate, back to the Hard Rock Cafe. where your former manager, you share the information that you had gleaned earlier.
Yes.
Actually, you had already done that earlier because you said you were going to stop by and see your other friend.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a table if you want. They do also have the gift shop available because there's a gift shop.
I probably still have an old staff t-shirt, so I'm not thinking I need a souvenir, but I'll ask my hair and Jor if either of them want a souvenir to go, since I don't know. I know Jor hasn't been here, but if Amanit is too despondent over his inability to get those foil snails,
He's a sad panda.
would a sticker cheer you up? You want your sticker?
How many people are working in the gift store?
There's about 3. Like, they're not constantly there, though. There's one that's always there. The other 2 are in and out. It does look like those other 2 are serving tables or carrying drinks, so they're not, like, constantly in the gift store.
I don't need lunch or anything. I think Samayo's good to leave. I ate with Jared, so we can head back when they're ready. Up to Jor and Amanit.
Jorah ate as well already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And George's like, it's too loud in here!
I want to go home. Alright, do you want me to roll again?
Yes.
To go
It is a separate role. It is a new use of
This just
ability.
became its own Splinter campaign, as she never passes this role again.
I was thinking that earlier.
It's all right.
Wow.
Yeah. Not only do you make
Two.
it back to the material plane, you are spot on in the exact location in the forest that you were intending.
It was that cheese platter, that cheese board earlier in wine, that really got my trajectory.
It's the tea.
Now we
We're
know.
going to call that navigation tea from now on.
Alright, so we're back in town.
Amanit resumes his humanoid form.
Yeah. Oh, is Odie here yet? That's the first one I'd look for, because if Odie made it, that means Horse made it.
Oh yeah, Odie is there.
Okay.
Odie
I'll-
actually, from Whisper's side, runs up and greets Samayo.
Yay! Odie, hey. Hey, Whisper, have you seen Horse and a big egg?
I don't know about any new egg. I mean, your eggs hatched before you guys left. But
Oh,
I
there's-
thought the horse was with Spider.
He was, but we hit a mountain, and we had to go over the mountain, and we couldn't with Horse, and there was an egg, so we put the egg on the horse and sent Horse back here. But I'm starting to think Spider didn't do a really great job training Horse, because he's not here yet, and he would have gotten here with Odie.
Yeah, haven't seen horse.
I'll look at Jorah. Shit. I don't know who your new kid is, dude. I'm sorry.
Do you need me to track horse?
Can you track horse?
Can you, pretty please?
Please.
Well, the question is, we know you can do it. Can you roll it at this exact moment successfully, though? That's the question.
Well, first of all, through my mother, the queen of fungi, all things are possible. Write that down.
I don't need to. She apparently wants to get in my head.
So we have to go back to where we lost horse so I can follow a trail, because horse isn't here, obviously.
But we knew he headed.
Did you send Odie with horse?
Yeah.
But Odie's here.
Yeah.
Odie made
Ask Cody where the horse.
Odie knows speak like a common. How do you want me to
Have
talk?
him lead you. Can you talk to animals a little bit better?
I'll look at Odie. Odie, do you know where horse is?
If it's like that, Odie just kind of cocks his head and kind of makes his
Hey, Amanit, aren't you good at talking to animals? Can you ask Odie?
First of all, through my mother, all things are possible. Second of all, I'm going to go ahead and say yes, but I have to check the box before I do that. So you want animal handling? Is that what you're looking for here?
Yep.
Yes, please.
or monstrosity handling. So
I'm going to look at Samayo and be like, this is one of the dumbest animals I've ever interacted with.
Whisper hits you over the head. That's her baby, you douche. I'll kick you in the shin for good measure. I'm glad I squirrel that whole time.
you just don't know how to talk to him. He's super smart.
Yeah, wait. Let me get up Whispers. I don't remember if she had. Whisper.
Just go be like, squeak, squeak, squeak 'em.
Squeak.
Yeah, I know, right? That's not the right one.
Is Odie an animal or is he a monstrosity?
Technically a monstrosity.
So speak with animals wouldn't help out there at all anyway.
I can't find Whisper's character sheet. Oh, there she is. I lied. I found her. I could have her roll just to try, but she only has a 1. Apparently, I didn't give her that.
Okay.
She thinks that Odie's even dumber than Amanit is.
No, she doesn't. She just
so
he's
Odie seems to think that Whisper is mad at him for some reason, and actually goes and hides in a corner and puts his head in the corner as though he's putting himself in timeout.
Well, I'm gonna try as Samayo to coax him out and get the answer from him with a 19.
Of course.
Somebody's going to roll good at some point.
Somebody's gonna roll well enough eventually.
So
Apparently, Samayo.
Odie looks over his shoulder as you're trying to coax them out. He looks back over at Whisper and does this, "Ah," and then kind of like gets down on all fours, really low to the ground, and inches towards your feet.
I'll pet him and reassure him that she's not mad. I promise.
She just thinks you're dumb. It's okay.
He's a jerk, and I give you permission to hate him forever. You don't be mean to animals, you psycho. Be mean to us. I don't have a the animal. Where I draw the line.
Telling someone that they're dumb isn't mean, it's just the facts.
No, it's mean because he's an animal.
What's his intelligence
Saying
level?
it in the cute way, like, oh, you're so dumb, you're so cute. No, you're being a
It's his
jerk.
intelligence beneath a 4.
Actually,
Let me pull it up real quick. I do actually have his stats.
his intelligence. Wait, a 4 like the score or a 4 like the bonus?
You know what I mean.
then he's not dumb because he doesn't have a 4.
Yeah, what's he have?
4. He has 10.
Wow, that's like human level intelligence.
I know, you're mean.
Why can't he talk? I don't understand this.
Because he's a monstrosity. He doesn't have human vocal cords.
Well, he would understand if you said, "Hey, where's the horse?" I'm sure you would have been like, "This way."
Odin's like a real horse or horse?
So
But
that was
fingers.
part of it. You said the horse. Samayo, with your role with animal handling, you realize that Odie has eaten one of the circus's horses recently. He actually thinks you're referring to that, which is why he thinks Whisper is mad at him.
Like you bend down to pet him when he's whining, you get like the horse breath, like, oh
Yeah.
god, that smells like horse meat.
Okay, so I'll clarify. No, not the horses.
Did
Spider
he eat horse?
horse. Horse with the pokey that we take the egg to.
Since he has an intelligence of 10, with that, he calms down and he kind of hops up and down and then spins around in a circle and darts off to the west.
Let's go.
But if he did eat a horse, he probably will be in trouble at some point.
Nah, it's just a horse. Who cares? We can make it.
Oh, it's just an animal. Who cares?
Well, it's just a horse. We have unicorns and things.
It's entirely possible that Whisper was slightly irritated with him when the carcass was originally found.
Yeah. So he's already gotten in trouble. He's done with his. He's in timeout. He got out of timeout. We're good now. All right. So I guess we're following Odie
To the west.
west.
Let's see, go ahead and give me a couple of survival checks as you're following Odie.
How many is a couple?
Just each person one?
Oops.
Alright, Amanit. Was that a 25 plus 2? I don't understand that roll.
The 2 is for guidance.
Ah.
So it's, yeah.
So it would be 27 then.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, Amanit, you do actually see the cloven-hoofed prints of horse. And Odie is tracking him. It does look like horse is a couple days ahead of you, though.
A couple days. We've only been gone for 2.
Sorry. That would be accurate, because it would be a couple days.
So what I'm getting here is that Odie completely disobeyed and just went back to camp with a horse.
Yeah, well, no, that's what I told Odie to do, was go back to camp. I just assumed that horse had been given that order and would obey it as well.
Well,
Odie's not a shepherding animal. Like, we never trained him for that. We can, since apparently that's a thing we need to do now.
yeah, we definitely need to get this shepherding thing on.
Yeah, we need to get that figured out.
We need to put chips in these animals. I'm trying to think.
Oh my god, can we please develop chipping technology for the pets? Magic, arcane chips.
I mean, yes.
It is a possibility. In fact, Amanit knows a contact, Brumdle.
I know a guy.
Yeah, that could probably do that.
Or, now I'm just going to throw this out there. We could give them all some unity,
No.
and then they would all know where they all were all the time, so we'd only have to ask one.
I'm not giving that nasty ass mushroom to my puppy. So
I mean, you almost ate one.
I did eat one. I actually did eat one. I just spit it back out.
You're welcome for that.
I still have all of them, by the way.
I can make more, it just takes longer.
I know, I'm just letting you know. I have them. They're mine now.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You think I haven't taken contingent measures on that? You're wrong.
oh, I'm sure you have. Stuff a few up your butt or something. He's like, they're there now. What's with the... Okay. Oh, you
I'm gonna put his foot up and just
Oh,
smile
you
at it.
didn't freeze. Oh. No, I thought you froze. Because you were so still. Alright, well, we're tracking horse to find the egg.
Okay. How do you want to go about catching up with him?
We're walking.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know. The only one who has...
Amanit will turn into a giant war horse and do a little circle around Samayo and Jor and give them a to get the fuck on.
Alright. Alright. I mean, Jor has to ride in front, though.
Jor could ride Odie. Odie can keep up.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, so Jor's on Odie. That's happened before, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this.
Alright, so it does...
Yeah. Mush.
Running full speed, if you guys are going to push forward to catch up, it is going to take Amanit and Odie a point of exhaustion. But you can do it.
But it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, if Amanit wants to, Odie will keep up.
Alright.
Oh, he's leading.
Yeah.
I'm having you dictate speed.
I'm not a herding animal, okay?
He doesn't shepherd.
Alright, so you do catch up to horse. And as Odie slows down... Oh, we lost Shayna.
I accidentally clicked it, and now it won't go back.
Okay.
Okay, that did it.
Alright. So, you do catch up to horse. Odie does slow down at the edge of a clearing. And...
Are we interrupting horse doing something? We should...
Let's make a friend.
You see horse with a whole bunch of other one-horned horse-like creatures with kind of scales along their hindquarters and little antlers growing, like horns growing up.
Okay.
And a horse does still have a saddle on his back
With an egg?
with an egg. From this distance, you can't see the condition of the egg, but there's a whole lot of. It's like a whole herd of the not horses.
Oh,
Amanit is
no.
also no longer a horse. He ejects you both if you don't get off.
I would get
I was
off.
on Odie, so.
I was on Odie, so yeah, I just get off.
Then why did I turn into a horse? This is freaking ridiculous.
Because we wouldn't have all been able to keep up with Odie.
I could have flown if I didn't have to carry you.
Then pretend you flew.
It happened now.
Alright. Regardless, the same situation, we're now here.
You've got a herd of not horses and horse in the middle of them. This is so confusing. Thank you, Travis!
Come here!
Oh, man.
I'll yell for horse to come here. We'll see if it works. Animal handling.
Alright, did you guys like hack Scott's like roll cheat program and not tell me the secrets?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Alright, so
The horse whisperer.
a horse actually, you see its head pop up and swing towards you, and it starts trotting right over. Its head drops down a little bit as it nears you, and it's making that horse like snuffling sound.
Yeah.
It actually knows Odie, so it's that whole dog and horse smelling each other. It's a little bit awkward.
I'll pet horse's neck and take off the egg and hand it to Jor.
Yes.
You have
Jor has his egg back.
Yes.
Is there anything different about this egg?
You can actually see like grayish lines going around it. It is still mostly gold, mostly still kind of shiny, but it does have a few lines that were not there before.
Jor doesn't know what this means. Jor, can he make a check?
You can make an Arcana check.
Ask your friend. Maybe he'll assist
You
you.
may also have advantage on this because it is
A dragon-related thing?
it's a dragon-related thing.
That's why I was going to make a check.
Nope.
Nope.
Damn it. I don't even know, and I'm just like...
The egg is still alive. You know that. The egg is still alive.
Nope. Amanit doesn't know either.
I want to join the party.
Make the Arcana check.
See, they turned off the
looks
key because we called them on.
perfect. Like the other eggs that hatched where the circus members had been taking care of them, it looks spot on. It's good.
I'll ask my girlfriend. I'll be like, so,
He's calling his girl.
this egg, what happens, and I'll describe how the egg looks now, and stuff like that.
I totally didn't leave it unsupervised with a horse in the middle of the forest and then go to the abyssal plane. I
I'm
definitely.
like, Samayo, shut up.
But also, what happens when the egg?
Yeah. So
So do these other horses all have unicorn horns?
yes, they do.
He's gone.
We'll get to that in just a moment, Amanit. Jor, your girlfriend does respond and says it sounds like it's not being kept at the correct temperatures or something is draining it.
Or both. You should ask her to take care of the egg. She probably has better maternal instincts than you.
I would think so. I mean, I hate to agree, but I'm definitely going to agree.
That she takes care of the egg?
Yeah, that would probably be a better call.
Alright, yeah, I feel this is weird. Can you take care of my egg?
Hey, yo, girl. I know.
Consider the trial period for
And-
giving you one of your own to see how well you do with mine.
I know that we've only been together for a short time, girl, but I've got this new egg, and I can't take care of it because I'll be busy on the road. You know how.
Are you good at stepmom duty, yo?
So she's gonna respond, your egg? Do you have another?
No. Remember, this is the egg that we were talking about earlier that now I'm responsible for.
Okay.
It's his own
Sure. Can you tell me where to pick it up?
How long will it take you to get where I am?
Depends on where you're at.
George's like, I'm in the middle of a field right now.
Okay, so which field?
The one, past the one with the small tree.
I'm just letting George make this one fuck out.
That's why I'm like trying to figure out, like, would it be easier just pick it up? See, this is going to be a problem because Jor doesn't actually know where the circus technically is.
The circus has.
Well, no, he'll describe where the circus is compared to.
Your girlfriend's volcano?
Is that in sight?
Yeah, it's the biggest well, not quite the biggest, because you were actually flown over the biggest. Her volcano, she had actually described it to you before, has been in sight so long as you can get out of the tree line this whole time. And it is to the east and south of the mountains that you guys had to cross with the squirrels.
She can't triangulate the signal? What the hell?
Right? George, I hate to break it to you, but I
Worst girlfriend ever.
Now Jordan wishes that he hadn't wasted the dragon time and just flew the egg there.
I'm definitely shouting not helpful nonsense in the background in like a super high-pitched voice, by the way.
Amanit pulls out about 6 or 7 mushrooms and just immediately starts chucking them to the unicorns.
Alright, so if these were the mountains that you guys had to fly over, her volcano would be here. The circus would be right about here. And you guys would be roughly here.
Ayo, girl, if you head forward but with the thing to your right. Hey Jor, why don't you ask Amanit to turn into a giant eagle again or something and just fly straight up, and then she'll see him like a flare, like an emergency flare.
like an appetizer.
I'm like,
eagle.
When you get real hungry, you're looking at him.
I'll have this yummy chicken hanging out right above there. Go ahead and have a munch. I'll be waiting for you.
You know what? Amana pulls out his last polymorph mushroom of the day. Because I don't think we've rested, and I think I still had 1 use left. And says, "Here, you can do it."
But to me?
Yeah.
Is it actually?
It's the polymorph mushroom. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm out of law chips for the day. I actually can't do it. But instead, I'm just putting it on you to go be dragon bait.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be dragon bait.
I'll be dragon bait. Sure. I don't care.
Did you catch my thing about the mushrooms, Becca?
I did, but you are going to have to figure out how you're going to check on them in Samayo's bag of holding.
I opened it up, thought about my mushrooms, and pulled them out.
No, because it's my bag on my back, and I'm now a giant eagle.
I did it earlier when you were yelling. It's in the text thing that I was checking on my mushrooms.
Well, you have to ask me. It's in my bag on my back.
Yeah, so this is one of those things that it is Samayo's bag.
Can't just go with my shit.
If Shayna is alright with it, you could do a sleight of hand to check. If
Oh, my
not,
goodness.
you're going to have to
You realize if you had just asked, she would have let you.
They didn't object to me checking on them.
Yeah, so just say, "Can I check on the mushrooms?" And Samayo will go, "Sure," and open the bag and reach in and pull out your mushrooms.
I typed that between your stuff.
See, the thing is, I didn't know you were talking about the Unity mushrooms. I thought you had, like, a different set of mushrooms that you were
Oh my god.
pull them out of your pants all the goddamn time.
No, I make those on demand. I could craft those on demand for you.
You've just got so many shrooms going on. All right, if he asks, I will then pull out the Unity shrooms and offer to hand them to you if you want them back.
For now, until we go back to the null territory where they're jerks.
Samayo, when you open them up, you do hear Zooktamoy's voice in your head. It's, are you joining me again?
I'm.
When you open it up and expose them.
Here you go. I won't respond to the voice. And there's your shrooms.
Secretly, you're still actually exposed to them.
I mean, the shrooms are in there with one of Madame Pearl's books, so they're having a good time. Jungle Heat, apparently, is the addition that I have. It's the first thing on Samayo's bag of holding list of items. Pearl's book, Jungle Heat. Right above Oil of Magic Weapon.
Oh.
It's a good time. Yeah, so I'll hand Amanit the mushrooms that he wants.
So he takes the saddlebags, 2 saddlebags worth of mushrooms, slings them over his shoulder, and tosses like 6 or 7 out to the unicorns.
Okay.
Well, I want to observe this before I become an eagle, so I want to see what's going to happen.
Give me just a moment to find their stats, because I do actually have their stats. Not that.
Wait, is it a good idea? I don't care about the unicorns. Chester, if we're heading back to... I wasn't saying that's a bad idea. It is, but I think it's... Wouldn't you want to just put them back in the bag of holding if we're going back to the Knoll territory? Because we're not bringing horse. Unless...
Right, but we're not leaving yet.
Okay,
So,
that's true.
I mean, Jor can't fly. I'm out of wild shape. You're only going to get a couple hours of dragon bait. Like, we're going to have to rest or do something before we go back to the mountain. Or
I thought his girlfriend would give us a ride.
Or you'll have to teleport us twice. But either way, yes,
Yeah,
if we're going back to Knoll territory, then I'd have to put them back in the bag.
Okay.
Or we attract undue attention.
We'll ask Jor's girlfriend if she doesn't mind giving us a ride. Otherwise, we can port up and back again.
Oh, okay. So the adult versions of the Not Horse actually lean down, kind of snuffle briefly, a good 5 feet from the mushrooms, lift their head up, and all run the opposite direction.
I don't think
as they are running, lightning bolts are shooting all around them and scorching the earth.
Nice. Spread my spores, children. Spread them.
I will say, with their scores, the lightning bolts incinerate the mushrooms that you left on the ground.
Lame.
Nice try, though.
Alright. Go do your thing, Dragon Bait.
Alright, saying that that's done, I am now an eagle, and I will fly up and wait till I see Dragon Lady.
Alright, so you're circling above the somewhat ozone-smelling field now. You do, with your giant eagle eyes, see the large form of a red dragon coming very swiftly towards you from...
The lightning attracted her. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I try to wave by flapping one side a little bit harder than the other, but it kind of just veers me off course, and I have to figure that out again.
Okay.
It's weak. It makes it easier to eat.
As she's diving down, because I am hoping Jor had said that one of your companions was going to be the giant eagle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
Go ahead
Ooh,
and
all the
make
fun.
a dexterity saving throw from your giant eagle form as she is basically diving down very close to you, and her wind...
You're caught in the wash. You're gonna enter a flat spin.
Yeah. You're able to correct easily enough despite the wind disturbance passing with her landing pretty much right next to Jor and the egg.
Mm-hmm.
And a big sweep of wind comes across everyone who's on the ground as she back sweeps to slow down to land very gracefully.
Once she's landed, I'll land nearby.
Okay.
I won't change form yet, though. I'll stay as a bird for a bit.
Just in case we have to.
Just in case we need a set of wings.
Yeah. How long did it take for her, my girlfriend to get there?
Took about 3 hours.
For her to get there?
Yes.
All right. So much longer does the eagle shape last?
I think it's only an hour, so I would have had it.
I'm looking. Technically, it's my concentration up to an hour.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as he concentrated, I figure what we would have done then is maybe we could have asked her, like.
As soon as you touch down, I probably stop concentrating on the spell.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You probably didn't actually take the mushroom or start the spell until she had already been flying for a couple hours in the direction where you guys were.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I figured. Okay.
The lightning was, step one.
Yeah.
Follow the lightning.
Follow the lightning.
So yeah,
Girl.
I'm like, so this is the egg, and I pat it.
So she does reach down and actually kind of picks it up, looks at it, and then she kind of breathes in really deeply.
Mm-hmm.
And actually gently starts blowing fire around it.
Precious.
Hard boiled? What are we doing here? What's happening? I thought we were saving the egg.
I assume she knows what she's doing.
More than us, for sure.
Yeah.
We don't know much about egg maintenance.
So yeah, she's breathing hot fire across it, and then once she stops, she actually tucks it kind of like in her arm, close to her body.
I'll ask, you need any help?
Unless you can keep a solid 105-degree air pressure around her, no, I don't think so.
Nah, probably not.
And she does specify her.
Ooh.
Congratulations, it's a daughter. Congratulations, Jor. I know this has been very abrupt for you, having your ex show up very suddenly with an egg. Saying it's your egg, and it's not like we have paternity tests here, so.
Are you saying this?
I mean, honestly, probably, but muttered under my breath. You never know.
So it's a girl?
Yes, it looks like it. The coloration markings for a female golden dragon seem correct.
Jordan's like sitting there thinking, who is talking into my head?
Your girlfriend's smart. You should ask her.
Yeah. Jordan had the mask with him.
By the way, babe, when I put this mask on, I turn into a dragon, and
it's like yesterday I was a dragon. Again, I'm sure.
And he heard voices in his head, and that gave me pause, which should give everyone pause.
Are we going to be having this conversation long?
Probably.
Like 8 hours?
Probably not.
Yeah. All right, never mind.
He wanted to sleep. He wanted to take a long rest. We might as well because I'm about to have to go anyway.
Plans in 8 hours.
So
I had more fun for 8 hours than sleep.
All right, so you guys can take a long rest. Your girlfriend is going to head back to our volcano as quickly as possible. She is willing to give you a lift back to the mountain.
Perfect. We'll do that.
To get you back to everyone else. While she's flying, occasionally she does actually take and breathe fire down on her own arm and the egg as she's flying.
Okay.
So, you are able to get back to Agrin and Spider, and Jor's girlfriend leaves with the egg to her volcano.
Are we resting here or are we teleporting back to rest elsewhere?
Yep, it is up to you guys how you want. She is actually willing to do what I just said.
Yeah, we'll just fly with her to get back with Agrin and Spider and sleep there.
Yeah, and then next week they could tell us what they did during that time.
Just sit there and bicker. I really want them to have spent the whole day.
Amanit takes off his saddlebags and hands it to Samayo.
Yeah, I just want them to have been sitting there bickering like an old married couple for a whole day. Just, you don't know what you're talking about. No, you don't know. Why don't you ever ask for directions? Well, you never decide where you want to go.
Squeakity squeak, 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 squeak.
Yeah.
We can.
Don't speak to me in that squirrel. How dare you? You're not allowed to chirp at me like that.
Yep. I think my girlfriend's a keeper. She's taking care of an egg. That's neither one of ours, technically.
Bro, your girlfriend's...
Jor, not all families match. Okay?
It'll be is if she decides you're worth keeping, which figure out that mask thing, and it'll probably be a yes. If you can solidify or maintain that dragony form. I bet chicks dig gold dragons. Or
as long as they can keep it up for the entire copulation period.
That is kind of what I was getting at. Yes. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for clarifying for us.
It's what I do, creepy professor.
How is that Are you giving Jor female dragon anatomy lessons on the flight? Because that might get awkward for her.
Personality traits, creepy professor with an unfriendly joker smile. Flaws, feels the need to educate everyone around him. That includes his girlfriend.
So you're going to mansplain her anatomy to her as...
No, I'm mansplaining Jor's temporary physiological changes that he goes through once every...
Yeah, he kind of experiences a really condensed puberty, right? He just all of a sudden dragon.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm talking about. And I'm actually telling him that I actually know of some herbs that can help maintain things longer. That would help his short window of physiological compatibility.
Extends.
I was just gonna say it's this weird title, this weird name, the X's and Z's in it.
Side effects are very minimal. Unlike the hangover Samayo is going to have in like 3 hours.
Days, yeah. Hey, we needed that boost though, so it's good we did that.
All right, I'm gonna go.
All right.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Go ahead and
Bye,
stop the
Chris.
stream. Have a great night.
Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.